What's happening, people? Back with another reaction. Back with a grooming Luca. Are you gonna let me pick you up? Maybe, sort of, kind of. That was the clumsiest. Are you gonna stay in the lap? What's the plan here? Wow. So yes, we're back with Love Psychedelico and their greatest hits compilation, 2001. I mentioned when I reacted to a few Love Psychedelico tracks in the past, indeed, a couple of them from the soundtracks to the series Zetai Rado, which translates to Absolute Zero, that yes, they've provided some music for that series. I think the first two seasons in particular, one is Dry Town and one is Shadow Behind, both of which are great tunes, and because of the quality of those tracks and the way they're used in that excellent series, which is one of those series where it ran for a couple years, took a hiatus, came back many years later for a couple more seasons, which have tie-ins with the first couple seasons, so it's one of those anomalous J-dramas that's not just a one-shot single season. But anyway, because of the quality of those tunes, I took a greater interest and I was able to find a compilation greatest hits album online, so I began going through it quite a while back and it's time to get back to it. And as I think I mentioned in those older videos, the lead singer, it's like a two-part group, but I think maybe some of their songs feature other musicians, but it's a man and a woman, and the singer is the woman who I think goes by Kumi. She spent a lot of time growing up in New York, in the US, and so she speaks English very, very well. I mean, there's a lot of English language in J-pop and J-rock, but it's often sung in a way where you can tell it's not the natural language of the, or, you know, not the mother tongue of the singer, but in her case, there's a lot of her lines delivered in English where you would never know that she's actually Japanese because it sounds very natural, and again, I think that's because she spent many years here, but I think they're now located back in Japan, so I don't know their full history, but I'm keen to know more and to hear more, and the second track on the Greatest Hits compilation is Your Song, written in English. Now, even though it's written in English, I would expect, like a lot of their tunes, it seems, there to be both Japanese and English lyrics, so obviously if that is the case, I won't know beyond a handful of words. Again, watching J-drama now over the course of nearly 20 years, in fact more than 20 years, I have picked up a very small lexicon of Japanese where I can hear certain words, parts of sentences, and okay, so I know what they said in that part of the sentence, but not enough to get a full sense of what lyrics are, never mind, or, spoken word, never mind lyrics, where, sometimes they're sung with alternative rhythms to help them fit the rhyme scheme and so on. But yes, I would expect it to maybe have both English and Japanese lyrics. The phrase "your song" is interesting because it's saying that it's specifically addressing the person being spoken to or perhaps sung to, and thus there's something about the nature of the lyrics that are fitting to the person being described, or maybe it's a song from the perspective of the person being spoken to. So yeah, there's a breaking the fourth wall, like first and second person dynamic to the title, but I don't expect to be able to pick up everything on a first listen because I'm guessing that there will be some of it in Japanese. So here we go, Love Psychedelico, who are sometimes called Delico, and their song Your Song, from, or included here on the Greatest Hits compilation, though I don't know what album it may come from originally.
Queen, to who you can afford to
That's cool, and it has multiple features that seem to speak to their calling card, which is to say, it did have lyrics in both English and Japanese, and one talking about like an empty land, and then it seemed there was like a disconnect between the substance of where they were or what they were asking for relative to what was or what seemed to be, but there were a lot of lines in Japanese, so I don't know how quite it all fits together. Indeed, I think there were some lines where it was in Japanese, but with like a word on the end, like the one line ended in queen, so I feel like there was maybe some hybrid lines even within one specific line, never mind as the song played out. But again, the lines in English, it sounds very natural, so it's like a unique characteristic of a Japanese band to have a lead singer who sings in English, not just like convincingly. I've heard a lot of people who probably aren't fluent in English in Japanese music give lines convincingly where it's very clear what they're saying and it doesn't even sound that weird, but it just has this natural flow to it. So once again, I think her ability to speak English gives their music a slightly different quality from other J-rock and J-pop that I've heard. And like with something like Shadow Behind, there's both a like electric rock feel, but mixed with a bit of an acoustic like folk rock feel. Again, there's that like acoustic guitar that's sort of giving us the rhythm, but then there's that more electric bluesy guitar. So there's a fusion of a more folk rock with a more pop rock style, and that is something I've noticed in at least a couple of their other tunes. And I like her vocals, again, the lead vocal, like very sweet and harmonious at times, and then there was that like very soft in the background backing vocal, which I'm going to assume is also her, just sort of layered in, and that was also excellent. And I don't know if that backing vocal, it sounded like it was just melodic, but maybe she was actually singing words, which maybe they were in Japanese, and that's why it didn't hit me phonetically. But yeah, again, without knowing entirely what's going on, it did sound like she wanted the other person whose song this is to like sing it to her or like tell it to her. So again, there seems to be like a first, second person concept or relationship going on as it relates to the song being sung. So it's a bit meta. Again, it's a bit breaking the fourth wall. So yeah, without knowing too much of what's happening conceptually, it's another pleasant and enjoyable tune, and I very much like her vocals, so we'll keep going with this. A lot of the tunes are in English, though there's another one that's written, the first part, in katakana, and then I think it says like 69, and I looked that up online, and I think it's something like Nostalgic 69. I have the Discogs page open. Look at that leg stretch. So let me just get a quick check. So yeah, Nostalgic 69, and I did want to mention the kanji / katakana in the previous song I reacted to a while back, Lady Madonna. Apparently it translates to Utanaru Spider. In any case, the next thing we're going to listen to is Last Smile Extension Mix, so we'll look forward to that. Let me know what you think of this. Shout out to Love Psychedelico, and I will see you next time. Peace.